Hi, today we're going to talk about offering constructive feedback. So a lot of managers are afraid of giving feedback that's timely and that's specific because they're afraid of demotivating their employee, making them feel bad, and they're also afraid of getting into trouble, saying the wrong thing, and then the employee complains to their boss or to HR, and somehow they get into trouble. So I'm going to give you 4 C's of feedback that I use to coach my clients in giving effective, timely feedback. So the first C is called care. So when you're thinking about offering feedback, the feedback is not about you. You have to care about the employee, and the focus of the feedback is to be helpful to them. So what it's not is a venting session of yours because you're frustrated. So you have to care about the employee and care about their well-being while they're receiving feedback. So what does that mean? In the real world, it means finding a conference room when you have privacy. In the remote world, it's about scheduling a meeting for a time when you have a little bit of space, a little bit of cushion, so you're not rushed. You want to give them a chance to talk and so on. So you have to be thinking about how is this going to be helpful to the employee. That's the first part. The second is clarity. You have to be very clear with your person you're giving feedback to about what you're describing. What is it you want them to do? And the way that I recommend doing it is being very specific about the data you expected and the data you received. So an example would be, I expected you to deliver this by Thursday, but I got it on Friday. As opposed to, you were supposed to do it by Thursday. So you don't want to be pointing fingers. What you want to be doing is speaking about yourself and saying, here's what I expect and here's what I've got. Here's a difference. And this is somehow bad for me. It may be because maybe I wasn't clear, or is it maybe because I missed a meeting or I missed a deadline or some negative impact on you. So you want to explain to the employee what happened and how come that was a problem. The third part is about curiosity. So you have to then ask, how come you did it that particular way? What was in your mind that caused you to deliver it to me Friday and not Thursday? And the answers could be very telling. First of all, maybe the employee didn't know any different or differently. Maybe it's because they weren't thinking properly because they were preoccupied with something, so there was an issue. Maybe it was a lack of communication. I mean, there could be lots of things that cause that gap between the expectation and the result. And you definitely want to be curious to find out how come the employee did it that way. And then fourthly, you want to talk about control. Give the employee as much control as possible to fix the issue. So you want to give them the box. You want to say, here's what I expect. I expect you to do it in such a way that we carry the assignment off, that the client is happy, that I'm not surprised. Whatever your metric is, whatever your mark is for whatever is good. And then leave the employee with some room to figure out how to meet that. So the employee might say, I'm happy to do it, but I'm really trying to prioritize, client service as opposed to doing things that you want me to do because I think the clients are more important. So, that's a conversation that you need to have. Good intention, really appreciate it, but I also need you to understand that I've got priorities and let's figure out how you can balance it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So these are the 4 things. So one is you want to care about the employee. You want to be very clear about what your expectations are and what the gap is between what you expected and what you got. You want to be curious about what happened on the other side, on the employee side. How come they did it that way? And then you want to give them control to be able to fix it. You want to be able to give them alternatives. You want to say, do it however you want, as long as it gets us to this place. So if you do that, then the employee is going to leave the meeting feeling empowered, like they understand exactly what happened. It's not overwhelming, and they have the freedom to do something about it. And of course, you want to offer to support them and to coach them so they can get better and better. So let me know if this is helpful to you. Let me know if you do it this way or if you do it some other way. I'd be very happy to hear what results you got. You can reach me by email or send me a message here on LinkedIn. Thank you. Have a great day.